Good evening, everyone. Before the start of tonight's regular meeting, the board met in executive session. We had some issues to discuss regarding real estate litigation and real estate and other kinds of real estate litigation, but real estate and litigation. And some of that will be addressed as we go forward today. Okay. First on the agenda, any visitors or public comment? Okay, seeing none, we're moving on. 2 announcements. The next meeting of this board is December 17th. That's Tuesday at 7 p.m., December 17th. Township Leaf and Yard Recycling is is drop-off site. It's every third Saturday of the month between March and December at 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. That's December, I guess, to March now. At the New Britain Road access to Central Park. Gift-giving ideas, they're all available in our administrative offices. We've got movie tickets and park and recreation gift certificates and park benches donations. You can have a bench named after you. We have mural prints for sale, dogs around Doylestown, posters for sale. We have sale bricks for Kids Castle, bricks for the Service Memorial, and Township Bicentennial Mercer tiles remaining. And the last announcement for the night, very important announcement, is that Santa is coming to Kids Castle on December 15th that's a Sunday, between 11 and 12:30. There's going to be caroling and hot chocolate and photos with Santa Claus. So come early and save, your place in line. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I hope everyone can be there, especially if you're under the age of 12. So please do come. Kevin, do you live far? Not too far. And by the way, Kids Castle is open. So it's open for everybody, and it's a very great place now, as you well know, for children with all kinds of abilities. All right, moving on beyond that, minutes approval for November 19th. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
Move to approve.
I'll second.
Any questions, corrections?
Just one minor, my name under the Hammerstein section, if you could just correct that. Other than that, very good. And Winter's doing a great job. I mean that seriously. The minutes are very, very, very good, very easy to understand. So.
Okay, thank you. With that correction, is there a motion to approve the minutes? We did already?
We made the motion.
Is there a second?
There's a second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you for keeping me straight. By the way, Ryan is in Coronado, California, on a book signing. She is becoming an international star. So she won't be here tonight. Alrighty, next item on the agenda, correspondences regarding online donations for Park and Rec or for any opportunity. Online donations for any opportunity the township might have. You've read the memo from Mr. Bray, Chairman of the Park and Rec. What do you guys think?
I think it's a wonderful idea. It's going on 2020. We should be doing things as far as online donations. Also, one of the things I was thinking about when we're looking at doing online donations for the Parks and Rec facility is there a way that we can incorporate all of our donations into one format, so people can go and donate for Kids Castle or the general parks or a special program like when we did the bicentennial. I'd like to make sure everything goes together in one package.
This policy is for everything. It's not
everything,
just,
not specific to Parks and Rec.
Right. Yeah, I'm okay with it.
Initially, and Jen, you liaison to the committee, initially they had talked about having a GoFundMe kind of page. Is that clear for everyone here that they would develop something like that?
No.
No, because I know they talked about it. I don't know if that's still in the...
That would be the...
There was a conversation about a GoFundMe, I believe also with Kids Castle. There's a separate...
It's a specific event, fundraising event.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I like Jen's idea. We're all township together, and this way you can go down and you want to get a brick for Kids Castle, or you want to get something for the Turk Park, and you can pick them. But we're all one unit, municipality here.
Yeah, you want to donate to the township, whether you want to donate to Kids Castle, click that Want to
Exactly.
donate to the all-field improvement over on Turk One, click that. You know.
And hopefully with a new webpage design, we can make sure that that goes
Yeah.
smoothly. Yeah.
So,
Well, there's a couple things in here then. I mean, we're talking about developing a policy, and then we have to develop the tools on how to implement and use or execute the policy. So the website is one thought, but there's that policy around it. I don't know who would draft that policy.
well, let's see if other municipalities have one, and maybe we can borrow it.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
That's what we do anyway,
Okay.
well, a lot of times.
Staff, we can look and, staff can draft something up and come back to.
Yeah, Karen has a great source for all
Yeah,
that,
we do, we both, yeah.
especially since we're starting with Park and Rec. All right, good. So I think you've got the consensus that this would be added to our new website design. Opportunity for people to donate to various things in Doylestown Township online. All right. Reports from the solicitor.
Nothing we won't discuss later in the agenda, Madam Chairperson.
Chief?
Nothing to report.
Township engineer?
Nothing to report.
Director of operations?
I have nothing.
Manager?
It's that time of year again, we need to set the calendar for 2020's, the reorganization meeting time. It is for January 6th. Typically, we go earlier because, around 4, because the judges that we get to swear everybody in tends to have to go to other places, and they kind of go meeting to meeting, so we try to accommodate schedules. So there's that. And then also we have the outline for, which obviously we put into, incorporate into the reorg agenda, which would be the meeting schedule for the coming year. As you see, we have the draft of it in a calendar format. We've highlighted the township holidays. We've highlighted when we'll have budget work sessions, as well as 7 o'clock meetings and proposed 5 o'clock meetings.
Okay, I'm good. Thoughts?
I'm going to just have to repeat what I've been saying every year. I think that having meetings during the traditional work hours is a bad idea. I don't like excluding people that work those traditional work hours, not only from participating in our meetings, but also limiting their ability to picture themselves sitting in our seats. So if somebody decides they want to run for one of our seats, but they work a 9 to 5, even though we could change it, just having it already established that it's during the work hours, I think it'll dissuade some real talented people from being able to take over what we're doing going forward. So in addition, out of all the 54 municipalities in the county, none have moving schedules where it goes between 2 different meeting times. I think that adds a level of confusion. Now, it's not a lot, but it's definitely something that I think adds one more barrier to what we want to do. So you've heard me say this before every year, so.
Do you have a feel for how many people we're limiting? I mean, we say if you move the meetings from 5 to 7, or from 7 to 5, how many people are not coming because it's at 5?
Well, it's a hard thing to know, right?
Right.
So what I've looked at was about 54% of the adults in Doylestown Township work full-time. 64% of adults in Doylestown Township work full-time jobs. Now, they could be flex schedule, they could be working from home, but a majority of people work full-time, adults work full-time, and they have a commute of about 30 minutes average in Doylestown Township. So that's just that amount of people who we could be potentially dissuading from participating. And to me, the potentially dissuading is a problem for a couple of reasons. One, we could be actually limiting people's participation. We could be adding a hardship on those people that want to come to those meetings where we make the important decisions. But it's also a perception. If we look at general population's perception of the government, it's not really great. They think that people are doing things behind the scenes and behind closed doors. So to intentionally plan meetings during the work hour, typical work hours, it might plant that seed that we're doing something that we shouldn't be doing.
Well, I'll take exception to that comment because I have like a lot of history here with this board, so I know that when we move the meetings or have meetings at 5, that increases the potential for people to participate, including the administration members. So I have not heard any complaints or objections to having a 5 o'clock instead of 2 7 o'clock meetings a month. And having a 5 and a 7, I've heard has increased accessibility, not decreased it. And to put a negative on it, I take exception to it because there's not a more open local government than I know of than this one. Everything is live streamed, everything is, discussed publicly, everything is available online beforehand, everything's available online after meetings, so that there's nothing more we can do. And my experience has been, I don't know how many, 17, 16, how many years I've been on this board, that we have more accessibility with our streaming and our videos and our on DTV, and having the flexibility of an earlier meeting is not only good for the board and good for the staff, but it's also good for people who would not want to come at 7 o'clock because that's too late for them. And anyone who would rather come to a 7 o'clock meeting, we have that available once a month. So, and anyone can get on the agenda at any time. So there is never, to me that to paint it as a somehow untoward, I take exception.
Well,
and anyway, by the way, so one more thing. We're not voting on this schedule tonight. It's going to be something that we're going to look at on the first meeting in January. So I know you'll raise your objections again. This board won't, half this board's not going to be there, so we'll be considered at that time. For now, it's just a draft, and I say I'm good with it.
For the 7 o'clock meetings, do we have 5 o'clock?
I don't have
Ken, you're not being heard.
I don't have attendance numbers, but like I said, it's not only the actual participation, but the perception. That's a concern.
Well, I challenge that perception. I want to see who's got that perception besides you.
The perception that government in general is not.
Well,
That's not government in general. I'm talking about this government.
Okay.
And I don't think that perception exists about this government. And I don't want to be painted with a broad brush of government in general, because that's a negativity.
Okay.
Sure. Why don't you take the podium, please, if you got a question.
I mean, I see both points, I really do,
Name
but,
in that.
oh, sorry.
This is Mrs. Wood.
Cindy Wood,
Well, I know, but
Doylestown, well, obviously Doylestown Township, Woodridge Drive. I understand both points, and I agree with Jen to a certain extent. What my thought is there a way for the 5 o'clock meetings, if that's the way it's going to go, to be able, since you're live streaming, to have a participation aspect? People who might not be able to get in here, who might work until 6 or 7 o'clock at night.
We would have to do it for both meetings then, the 5 o'clock and 7 o'clock.
Right,
Yeah.
absolutely, because there might be people that don't want to.
I don't know the answer to that question, but we'll certainly take it under consideration.
But I'm thinking that might be a solution to.
the ability to ask questions.
Absolutely,
online.
absolutely. If people are having issues, they can ask those questions and they could be addressed during the meeting.
I think it's a great idea. We'll take a look at that one.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, I would like to propose that we would look at 6 or 6:30, just standard meeting time.
Okay, you can do that in January.
I do think you ought to fix the reorg meeting, though, because they have to advertise that.
I move that we fix reorganization for Monday, January 6th at 4 p.m.
Barb, the legend on the right for the 5 o'clock meetings, the 4/6 date, I believe should be 4/7, which is Tuesday.
No. Because typically when we have reorg, we don't have a first Tuesday meeting.
I'm talking April.
April?
April, you have it listed as April 6th, which is a Monday.
No.
On the chart on the right.
The legend on the right.
Oh, the legend,
Reorg
right.
1/6
Okay,
at 4.
No, April 6th, he's talking about in the purple one.
Okay. We'll fix that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so there's a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right?
Aye.
All right. So reorganization is January 6th at 4 p.m. Next item on the agenda is the Neshaminy Greenway Bike Hike Trail, New Britain Township to Doylestown Township.
Yes, in your packet, you have a draft letter that we will be sending out to the residents. I recall that we brought this to the board's attention probably about a year ago with the project moving forward. This is a TAP grant, which is federally funded, that New Britain Township received, as well as some DCNR funding that New Britain received as well. The Bike Hike Committee, as you know, representatives from New Britain Township participate, and we're very excited to have these additional trails added and connecting to our existing trail system. There is a detour that will occur for the Bristol Road, and we're going to add this into the letter. The Bristol Road portion of the detour will occur from March 17th to April 27th, and the Upper State Bridge detour, which will last about 90 days, will be from April 28th to August 31st. And the bridges are, as you can see from the detours, will be open in one direction each way while the other direction is being detoured. But we're going to go ahead and send that out. December 9th is the notice to proceed for the contractor, and we are following up to make sure that they can hopefully stay on their timeline and that there's penalties if they don't. So that's all being run through DVRPC, PennDOT, and New Britain Township.
Okay, any questions? Okay, we send this letter out.
Yes.
I'm seeing heads nodding. Okay, good to go. Thank you. Good luck with that project. That's going to be great. All right, next item on the agenda, the list of, wait, why do I have this request waiver of permit in here? Is that out of?
Supervisors' reports.
Okay, it's out of links. Okay, thank you. Jen, you have anything to report?
Nothing today, thanks.
Ken?
Nothing, thank you.
Oh, boy. Well, I just one thing, basically. The DTMA, very appreciative, as we explained the last meeting, expanding the Pebble Ridge area to get water, and they're very, very concerned about our water quality in our wells. So they're going to also extend it, Old New Road, all the way down to Bristol Road, and pick up Buck Road and a few ancillary streets, which is going to offer our residents a very complete package from Woodbridge west, so that we'll be able to supply them with water if they so desire. My second thing is later on the agenda. It's we had our sewer committee meeting, and you'll see the payment applications coming up. I'll talk then.
Okay, thank you. Kevin Spencer's here from Bucks County, and I just wanted to address, on behalf of the board, something that you brought up before to us. We've discussed in executive session, and I'm going to now report. The county is building a women's correctional facility, and according to our township fee schedule, we could assess a $338,000 fee for that construction. But the supervisors took a look at what it's actually going to cost our code enforcement and for inspection and every other incidental charge that we might be incurred, and we were able to cull that figure down to $138,877.50. So I think we took away any of the fat that might be in that fee, and we gave the county just our costs to manage that project. So, Mr. Spencer, is that acceptable to you?
The county greatly appreciates you taking a look at that expense, and it will help us with our project overall. So thank you very much for considering that.
Do you want to just get a little closer and identify who you are, please?
My name is Kevin Spencer. I'm the Director of Operations for Bucks County.
Thank you, Mr. Spencer. Thanks for coming tonight.
Thank you very much for having me.
It might be appropriate just for codes to have the board make a motion and vote on that proposal.
I think that's a good idea. Is there a motion to that effect?
I'm sorry.
I could make that motion.
Okay, for the county correctional facility permit fees, 19045 the county will be assessed $138,877.50. That's your motion?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you all very much.
Maybe we'll see you on the 15th with your little kids. It's not that far. All right, thank you. That's all I have. Next item on the agenda is unfinished business. The Pebble Ridge Woodridge Area Sewer Project request waiver of plumbing fee. Ms. Wood is here. It was her request. Thoughts? It looks like we can't do it. It looks like we can't do it. And the reason why we can't do it is because it's an actual expense that the township is going to incur, yes, just like we just realized. Stephanie, yes? The other thing is, if we waive this cost, it's going to be a township cost, or it's going to be an administrative cost for the entire project. So we almost have to assess the entire fee back to everybody else who's getting this sewer project, right? And let's say there are 250 homes getting sewers, and we waive 250 permits, right? It's going to be a township expense to waive that. Now, unless we assess it back to the sewer study, then it's an improper assessment for the rest of our tax base, because it's a private cost. The only way I think that this might work is if the Bray track, are they getting hookups through this project, or are they getting hookups through their building, through the new construction?
Through their building permit.
Through the new construction?
Yeah, through the new construction.
So if...
Pay a permit.
They pay a permit
Oh,
fee
they pay a
as well.
permit fee. Okay, so I don't know how we can do it.
Similar to the other, if you recall last time we had, I think it was the Klein property, we've had a number of properties that hook up to existing sewer lines that were built by others, and, they pay the fee as well. And it is a private fee, and I've provided who kind of touches the paperwork in-house and who goes out and does the inspections in-house from the township staff.
That was well done. And I agree with Barbara.
I don't think, we can't do it. It's an actual cost, and we would have to assess it against the entire township, and we can't do that. All right. Mrs. Wood, do you have any further comment?
My question would go back to when this whole project was originally assessed. Why wasn't that assessed in there? I mean, I know it's only $100, but it's going to feel like we're getting nickel and dime all over again.
I'm not sure. Is everyone hooking up?
If it had been thought of in the very beginning, it would have been put into it, you
Yeah.
still would have paid it.
Yeah, I just go back to the meetings that we had that summer,
Yeah.
that we talked about trying to keep the costs down, and that the township, and it was most of this board, with the exception of Joan, were here, that the township would work with us.
And I think we have. We've reduced the rate extremely low. We've done a lot of, even the Penn Best loan. I mean, we've done a lot, as much as we could, and we still are looking for more monies, et cetera. So it's not like we're sitting here on our hands. So that implication, we've done a lot, and we continue to do a lot. Not this particular issue that you have.
No, my question being specifically, I remember us asking about if we paid ahead of time to hook, if we could avoid the hook-in fee for Bucks County Water and Sewer, which the board could not do that. Understood. But we were, pretty much told that the board would do everything they can. Now, I understand it's a township expense. I get that. But I think this should have been something, and maybe for the future, to be worked into costs.
Let's hope we never have to do another sewer study. However, Mr. Garten had an idea. Do you want to run it by?
My idea was that the Bray Long folks, besides contributing to the cost of the project, which hopefully will reduce the cost to homeowners significantly, is they're going to be paying $100 per connection, and if the board was inclined, you could earmark that $100 per unit to reduce the overall cost of the project. Not a lot of money, but it would be something.
Right. Now, that Bray project, that hasn't gone through yet. I mean,
Well, it has approvals. They're
Okay.
just waiting for some DEP planning approvals, and then they're going to start sometime in the spring, I believe.
But can we kind of count on we're going to get our sewers reduced? Because I haven't heard anything officially said, and I haven't said
Nothing
anything.
officially has been said that I know of.
Because I didn't know if everything was fully settled.
A reduction is envisioned, that's the best way we can talk about it.
Okay, so we're not going to know till the end of the project?
No. 'cause
You'll
I
know
think-
before you have to start paying.
Yeah,
Okay.
because we're not going to bill until the entire project's done and all the costs are in and everything. And, you know, it's, Mr. Gart and I have been speaking with the Bray Long track. We're, as he said, anticipating them to start in the spring, thereabouts,
Okay.
you know. But I'm a.
We hesitate to
Why not?
even suggest
Just
it.
saying.
I know,
I don't wanna
it
jinx
takes a
anything.
while, and I'm not
Put it that
asking
way.
anybody to, I'm not trying to stick your heads to the fire here.
Yeah.
this
I
was-
appreciate it.
I agree. I mean, it's a good point, because the underlying fact is you won't have to pay. By the time you pay, that reduction will have been built in. So you'll know it before you start paying.
Right, right, and that's, I'm watching the project moving very slowly down the side street right now, wondering when it's going to hit my house. But I thank you for your consideration. I do kind of understand, but it's also the understanding that we were all trying to work together.
We have something we can work on over here. with
Okay.
Mr. Garten's
I
suggestion.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming back tonight. Okay. Is that it for that? Yes, okay. New business, Pebble Ridge, Woodridge Area Sewer Project Pump Station Contractor Payment Number 3. We have a letter from Mr. Matacola, 11/14/19.
Okay, yeah, this is what I was talking about, the A and B, the contractor payments was discussed at the sewer subcommittee, if you will. We reviewed all that as we have in the past, and the committee's okay with paying these payments 3, 6, and 7. And also, I hate to keep talking about the stones. We know there's stones there, and the contours. And that's what some of this, they're right now in some areas, they're down 17 feet trying to muddle through. So having said all that, the excess money is around $65,000 so far, which is 10% of what the contingency was, $650,000. So we're still way below what we put in as contingency. I just wanted to let you know that we're 65,000 due to the bluestone and the degree of depth that we've had to go to. That's a long story. I make a motion that we approve the contractor payment number 3. If you want to vote on that, then I'll do 6 and 7, or I'll do them all together.
Okay, there's a motion to approve contract payment number 3. Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions or discussions? All in favor?
Aye.
All right,
I
thank you.
also make a motion to approve the Bucks County Water and Sewer Authority payments 6 and 7.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Done. Thank you, Rick. All right, now the next item is the cell tower sale. Documents will be prepared, and this resolution authorizes me to sign the sale documents and all the other closing documents on behalf of the township. Awesome responsibility.
Should be closing this week for those who want to know.
It's good.
I will have guidance with Mr. Garten.
Pardon?
I will have guidance from you.
Hopefully.
All right, is there a motion to approve my signature on these closing documents?
Move.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you for your trust in me.
No,
It was not trust.
that's what I voted on. That's,
I just don't want to have to do it, that's all. All right, next is the zoning hearing board applications. Oh, I missed something. I missed something.
Resolution.
Okay. All right, other resolution that we have before us is the Princeton Hydro is applying for a Grow Green grant to the Pennsylvania Department of Environment, and it is for the Sowerman Park. It's a $222,000 grant. There's some contribution from the township, which is delineated in the resolution, $26,000 for actual contribution for money to the project, and $20,340 for in-kind contribution. Now, it's only payable if we get the $222,000 grant, and it has to be submitted very soon, right? December 20th. So this resolution gives Princeton Hydro the authority to submit the grant. Is there a motion to submit the grant?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you.
And I'll second it, and I appreciate the extra work Ken had done over the years, because the residents were concerned, we were concerned, and finally getting this thing moving forward, hopefully, with this grant.
This is the third time, I think, we're applying for this, so
Yes.
hopefully we get it.
Yes, we have met with the representative from DEP. Princeton Hydro's been out there with them. In addition to that, we have partnered on this in the grant application process with Delaware Valley University, with students from the university, and it's great because Fred Lubno, who is with Princeton Hydro, is an adjunct professor there, and another, Tanya Casas, who's on our professor there as well, working with the EAC, has brought that suggestion. So we're incorporating that into our grant, and hopefully the partnership between the township and the university using students will aid us in getting the grant this time, fingers crossed.
It always helps when you have a university and other municipalities and,
It's a great idea.
yeah. Okay, I forget, motion second? Do we call the
I
question?
think you had.
Call the question.
On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Winter. Okay, now we have zoning hearing board applications. The first one is 24 Greenway. Stephanie, do we need to object to this one at all?
No, I would leave this matter to the zoning hearing board. They've had a couple others with fencing in some of the easement areas, and this makes sense. This is for their area and everything, and the basin and all.
All right, so be it. And then the other one is 912 Sandy Ridge. What about that one?
Again, it's an old house that has, it fronts on two streets, and they're putting an addition on, good-sized addition. It's a very small house. So I think that just by looking at the plot plan and where their septic is, I think if they push it around, they're going to end up creating a problem for themselves and with their septic system as well of some large trees. So again, I would leave this matter to the zoning hearing board. I'm sure they can
Okay.
get that all out.
All right, so, okay, those two matters will go to the zoning hearing board without objection. Anything else from anybody? Okay, well then, I'm going to redo the announcements because December 15th, Sunday, December 15th, between 11 and 12:30, Santa's coming to Kids Castle, so everybody else should come too, because you'll have caroling, and it's good, always a good opportunity to sing Christmas carols, hot chocolate, and photos with Santa Claus. And you got to come early to save your space in line. And while you're preparing for Santa, you can always go shopping in our administrative offices for movie tickets, Park and Rec gift certificates and programs, park benches, mural prints, the Dogs Around Doylestown poster, bricks at Kids Castle, bricks at the War Memorial or Service Memorial, and then the Township Bicentennial commemorative tiles still exist, and we're selling out, so get them while they still are available. And recycling for yard and leaf waste is every third Saturday of the month from December to March. 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., New Britain Road access to Central Park. And we're next meeting on Tuesday, December 17th at 7 p.m., at which meeting we will be passing on our budget that has been hanging nicely for the last couple of weeks. Anything else from anybody? Hearing no other business, we are adjourned. Thank you very much.